Luis Díaz is one of the 4 names on the short list. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we touch on Rasmus Højlund, we touch on Hugo Ekitike, Luis Díaz, many reports, and also something to say of Bruno Guimarães. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, transfers are always there, transfers are always around, and so we start today with the official confirmation of something we've been reporting last week, and it's about Chelsea, because it's now official. Also the transfer fee amount for Geovany Quenda to join Chelsea in summer 2026. So in 1 year he will be a new Chelsea player, but they agreed the deal immediately, and you can find all the details in my previous videos, because Chelsea have been able to surpass several clubs in the race for Geovany Quenda, including Bayern, including of course Manchester United, who wanted to sign him in the January window, so great signing for Chelsea. And the transfer fee is now confirmed and is around 52 million euros. Also, Chelsea invested important money on Dario Esugo, the midfielder who is now on loan at Las Palmas, Sporting player too, 22 million euros. Esugo will join in the summer, and as I told you, the plan for Chelsea is very clear. He will provide a cover, some depth in the midfield, also to provide a cover to Moises Caicedo. He's a fighter in the midfield. He will bring some physicality, something absolutely needed at Chelsea. So they will have Enzo Fernandez, they will have Romeo Lavia, they will have obviously Moises Caicedo, they will have the quality of Andrei Santos returning from Strasbourg, and now also Dario Esugo as new midfielder. So both signings are confirmed, both here we go are confirmed, and for Chelsea 2 more signings, one for season 25-26, one for season 26-27. Geovany Quenda, one of the most talented wingers around. More to say guys today about wingers, because I wanted to clarify something more on Luis Díaz. I was telling you earlier this week that there is a chance for Luis Díaz to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window. My information remains that Darwin Núñez is expected to leave the club in the summer. For Luis Díaz is not guaranteed, but is a possibility, is something that is being discussed already, because there was some interest from Saudi and Luis Díaz decided to stay at the club. Now, what about Barcelona? Luis Díaz is one of the 4 names on the short list of Barcelona for the summer transfer window. Nothing has been agreed, nothing has been discussed yet, especially on club side. It's too early, also because Barca will take their time before deciding who is the winger they want to sign, how much they have left in terms of budget and financial fair play with all the legal regulations that we know very well. So for Barca, there is still work to do before saying, okay, we will go for this player, we will negotiate for this player, and we will get this player. But Luis Díaz is on the list. I'm told that Barca have a very good relationship with people close to Luis Díaz, and that's a good factor. I'm also told that Luis Díaz would be open to trying a new experience in Spain, in this case at Barcelona. Very exciting football for a fast, quality player with his skills would be absolutely perfect. So Luis Díaz could be tempted by this opportunity. But at the moment, still no negotiations, still no direct contacts, and there are more options in the list at Barcelona. But for Luis Díaz, the possibility to leave is something concrete, and the interest from Saudi remains, because as I told you, they wanted him at the beginning of January. For Darwin was in the final days of January. For Luis Díaz was at the beginning of January, end of December, when their contacts took place. The player decided to stay, but from Saudi they remain interested. Let's see what happens with Luis Díaz. And let's see what happens with several strikers, because it's going to be a busy summer for strikers. Let me tell you that my information is that in the recent weeks, several clubs started calling for strikers around. We always mention Viktor Gyökeres, for example, and more, Victor Osimhen. We know how much interest there is in these strikers, but keep an eye also on 2 more names. One is Rasmus Højlund, because Manchester United are really planning to bring in an important striker in the summer transfer window, and so I'm told that clubs are starting to reach out with Manchester United, people close to Rasmus Højlund, to understand his availability for the summer, how much he could cost. So there is interest in Rasmus Højlund, and there could be movement. If Man United, as we expect, will bring in an important striker in the summer, let's see what happens with Højlund. Because there are clubs really interested, and in terms of money, in case they receive a good proposal for Man United, could be an opportunity. So Hojlund is going to be one to watch in the summer transfer window, with interest from several countries, including Italy, where he did very well as an Atalanta player before joining, of course, Manchester United. And then Hugo Ekitike. Keep an eye also on Hugo Ekitike, who was at Paris Saint-Germain, didn't succeed at Paris Saint-Germain, was a complicated moment for several strikers. Now, obviously, life is completely different at PSG. They are doing fantastic, and their players are doing fantastic, so they have no regrets. They did good choices, obviously, in terms of players they brought in, but for Hugo Ekitike, his season has been special so far. Yesterday night he scored an hat-trick with France under-21. He is on 32 goals and assists, so goals contributions in 42 games this season, so he's doing very, very well with the Eintracht Frankfurt and with the French national team under-21. So Hugo Ekitike is really shining. Keep an eye on Ekitike, because my information is that Hugo Ekitike can really leave Eintracht Frankfurt this summer. The expectation is for Ekitike to go, not staying in Germany and trying a new opportunity abroad. There is strong interest from the Premier League. So what I can tell you today is still early, it's still March, it's still not time to mention clubs in advanced talks, we are not at that stage. But what I can tell you today is that there is movement around Ekitike, and the expectation is for the player to leave in the summer with Premier League seen as a likely possible destination. So let's see what happens there, but Ekitike, Hojlund are two names we have to add to the list of several strikers we will discuss in the summer. As I told you, Osimhen, Gyökeres, Ekitike, Hojlund, and much more to follow. For example, Colomwani, we have to follow also that situation, so it's going to be very busy for strikers in the next months. And then the final topic, guys, is regarding Bruno Guimarães. We are having many reports on Bruno Guimarães, many reports about Arsenal and more clubs interested in Bruno Guimarães. Guys, what I'm able to tell you today on Bruno is that at the moment, despite all the stories we're having on Arsenal, I'm not aware of any concrete negotiation, of any concrete contact between Arsenal and Bruno Guimarães. He was a player in the list when the director was Edu Gaspar, obviously, Brazilians, so for sure the connection is there, but Arsenal never made a proposal for Bruno Guimarães. Now the director is different. The new director is Andrea Berta. Everything is done, everything is signed, everything is completed, so we can consider Andrea Berta as new Arsenal director, but at the moment I'm not aware of any direct contact for Bruno Guimarães and Arsenal. And also, guys, let me remind you on this story for Bruno Guimarães about Newcastle. Newcastle have really the ambition to keep as many players as possible. When I mention players, is top players. So it's Bruno Guimarães, Sandro Tonali is attracting interest from Italy, strong interest, but Newcastle will ask for important money. Bruno Guimarães is in the list of several clubs, but Newcastle would only go for big money or nothing. Alexander Isak, I told you, big proposals will come, so it's not going to be an easy one to manage for Newcastle, especially with Arsenal and Liverpool. These two clubs are pushing for Alexander Isak, but at the moment, from Newcastle, especially after winning the Carabao Cup, fighting to be in the Champions League next season, Newcastle really want to fight to keep as many players as possible. Again, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to keep all of them. But at the moment, for Bruno Guimarães, I'm not aware of concrete negotiations. And I think the story is quite open for Bruno's future. So let's follow all the developments. Let's follow all the latest. But for sure, Bruno Guimarães' situation at the moment is not guaranteed as an exit. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, including Bruno Guimarães, Luis Díaz, but also Hugo Ekitike, Rasmus Højlund, Chelsea investments. Let me know your opinion, guys, here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.